What's going on, Detroit Lions fans? Welcome back. Victory Monday, Monday night. I have been waiting to do an episode all day for a reason. I've thought that when I woke up this morning, I really thought I'd roll over, check my phone, and see breaking news Detroit Lions have traded for Zadarius Smith. Still waiting on that message as of time of recording Monday night around 7 p.m. Still nothing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. There were some heavy rumors yesterday all over Twitter that a deal was essentially in place. And me and Will talked yesterday in our post game show. He brought up a very good point, saying that it was a little weird that all those rumors were circulating while the Browns were playing a game. If a deal was in place, maybe Zadarius Smith would have been pulled from that game. And kind of got me wondering, like, where are we at in the process of this trade? Is it rumors? Is there someone out there who's credible who knows something, or is this just spreading like wildfire? And there's not a lot of legs to it, because I think Will might be right that if you have a deal in place, if you're the Cleveland Browns, you don't want to jeopardize that deal falling through if Zadarius Smith gets hurt. So he finished the game, didn't get hurt. There was some cryptic stuff put out on his Instagram where Zadarius Smith uploaded a picture of himself and in a shade of blue, very familiar with the Detroit Lions colors. And he just put week 10, ... Why hasn't the trade happened yet? Okay. Is there something else Brad's working on before he really finalizes this thing? And this is all speculation. I don't know. But I know I did an episode last week talking about Maxx Crosby and how the Raiders owner, Mark Davis, has kind of closed the door on that and said that we're not trading Maxx Crosby. But I don't know. Something feels funny to me why this deal with Zadarius Smith isn't done yet. I don't know. Something just feels a little off. I just got a little tingle somewhere that's telling me maybe there's a bigger splash to be made. Now, it's Monday. We have less than 24 hours to make something happen. And I've seen a lot of chatter about how would I feel if Brad Holmes doesn't make a move at all. It's hard for me to argue against Brad Holmes. When we lost Aidan Hutchinson, 99.9% of the people who are Detroit Lions fans immediately knew that we needed to do something. That 0.1% might have been Brad Holmes. You can't deny the fact that the Lions have won without Aidan Hutchinson. That's how deep our roster is. That's how great our offense is. That's how great our secondary is. Our whole team is playing together as a collective unit. Maybe they're using the Aidan Hutchinson thing to kind of rally the troops and play with a little extra motivation. I don't know, but something just feels a little weird. All right. So how would I feel if Brad Holmes doesn't make a trade? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know, because we've won every game we've played without Aidan Hutchinson. Now, is it sexy? Depends on what your definition of sexy is. If you're a guy like me, one of my favorite positions to watch is pass rushers. When I'm watching defense, I want to watch guys getting after the quarterback. Okay. I don't know what it is. It's just kind of what I've gravitated towards as my football fandom has grown from being a young boy to where I am today. I love watching people get after the quarterback. That's just what I like to watch. It's tough for me to watch this Detroit Lions defensive line, knowing that we could be putting games away. I love how our defense and our offense collectively are putting teams in very bad spots and making them one-dimensional. We've done it with the Tennessee Titans, the Green Bay Packers yesterday, the Dallas Cowboys. The only team that really kind of hung around with us was, obviously the Buccaneers, who beat us, and the Minnesota Vikings. But other than that, we've made teams very one-dimensional. You're not going to run the ball on us. But now we have a problem where we're making you one-dimensional, and nobody's pinning their ears back and really getting after the quarterback when they have to pass. You're down 3 possessions with 3-4 minutes left in the game. You know what the other team's trying to do. They're trying to get a big play. Nobody's getting after this quarterback. That's a problem, okay? But you can't deny the fact that this defense is playing some really good football right now, especially Aaron Glenn and how he's coaching. And I can't give him enough praise, man. This dude is coaching his rear end off. If you take 5 players from any position group and take them off a roster, that team's probably going to struggle, okay? Like the Kansas City Chiefs and their wide receiver room and the Detroit Lions and their defensive line room are just what they're doing and winning games without major pieces and really testing the depth and practice squad guys. Aaron Glenn deserves, I don't know, man, we got to get him some more game balls. We might have to get him like a coach of the year with a asterisk next to it with Dan Campbell. Like they might have to share that title, because what I watched yesterday when Brian Branch got ejected, I really thought like, all right, this is probably a game where we're going to struggle even more. We didn't. Okay. We got enough. We made enough plays. Kirby Joseph stepped up. Jack Campbell stepped up. Alex Anzalone is just probably the quietest guy on this team that doesn't really get talked about enough, but we still need someone to get after the quarterback. And again, I think it's very, very odd that this Zadarius Smith deal is not done yet. And watching some interviews with Maxx Crosby yesterday after the Raiders game, he said he's sick of losing. He's gone out on public record and said, I don't want to be a part of a rebuild. But on the other hand, the Raiders owner is saying, well, we're not going to trade Maxx Crosby. So I think anything less than Maxx Crosby walking into Mark Davis's office and saying, trade me, or else I'm just going to sit out, or something along those lines, which I don't think is Maxx Crosby's character or anything he would do like that. But I don't know, man. Just feel like maybe there's something bigger that's out there. But in some other news, okay, this is just kind of a news rumor show, just kind of me talking. But Jameson Williams is back. His suspension has been officially uplifted. He returned to the facility today. He is able to practice, get treatment, all that stuff at the facility. And again, we're winning games without players. We're winning games with people who are either hurt, suspended, banged up, whatever you want to call it. We're winning football games. We have a very, very deep roster. Now, Jameson Williams coming back. I wouldn't be surprised if he's facing another suspension for what Brian Branch did. That's just how the NFL likes to target Jameson Williams. I know the gun thing and all that, the suspension for the PESs, performance enhancing substances. But I'm glad JMO's back. I think he really does help our offense. And when I was watching that Packers game yesterday, I kept thinking, like, this is an ugly, sloppy, weather's not very ideal. If we just had him to maybe, and I'm not even complaining, I'm just saying, like, it would have been a nice aspect to have. If we could have just had another playmaker to just get the ball to. All right, we're on a slippery field. This dude's got lightning fast speed. I know we didn't need it, but I was just thinking it yesterday, like, man, this could be a good JMO game where we just hand him the ball, maybe hit a couple bubble screens. He's hard to tackle. He's fast, field slippery, but I'm glad JMO's coming back. We didn't really need him against the Titans. I think I could have went out there and played wide receiver, and we still could have won that game. But I'm happy JMO's back. Big game against the Houston Texans coming up. Jaguars. We got the Thanksgiving game right around the corner. So this is a good time to be getting into the heart of our schedule. We need all hands on deck. Now, keeping it on track with some news, rumors, things that are going on. I've also saw that the Detroit Lions are in talks with Azeez Ojulari from the New York Giants. Now, I think when the Aidan Hutchinson episode, or when he got hurt, I came on here and I said, and I still stand by this, you're not going to replace an Aidan Hutchinson, all right? I talked about it yesterday in the game recap. At this point in the season, Hutch has been out for 3 weeks, and he's still one of the leaders in sacks in the NFL. You're not going to get that production back with just one piece. But if you're adding a Zadarius Smith and an Azeez Ojulari, it helps take the burden off that secondary. I'm all for that move. Getting 2 pass rushers, I think, is probably the way to go. It's going to cost a little bit, but that's okay. If we hold on to our first-round pick, and we add a guy like Zadarius Smith, who I think his contract is like $600,000. Sounds like a lot of money, but in the NFL, it's not. And we have him on contract for the next 2 years. Maybe we re-sign Azeez Ojulari. That's a tough name for me to say. And next year we get Aidan Hutchinson back. What are we going to use that first-round pick on? Maybe an offensive lineman to shore up some depth. Maybe a new toy for Jared Goff, a wide receiver. I don't know. The options are unlimited. So if we're talking, we're adding Zadarius Smith, Ojulari. We're getting Hutch back next year. Still got Kirby Joseph. Still got Brian Branch, Terry Art. Like, our defense will be set for the next 2 to 3 years. Where really you just have to draft some pieces here and there, just kind of plug and play. We still got some guys on the bench right now that I think would be contributing on most teams. Ennis Rakestraw, I think if he were drafted on any other team in the NFL, he'd be getting a lot more reps. So that's kind of where our team's just kind of shaping up. Like, we don't really need these draft picks. Like, it's nice to have. It's nice to have some talent that we can just kind of stockpile. Kind of like our farm system is kind of like our bench, I guess, like in baseball terms. Like, we don't have to worry about depth, or, we can just kind of plug and play. That's kind of the position we're in right now with all these injuries, guys. So I just wanted to hop on here tonight, talk about some rumors, some things that are going on. Let me know what you think. Why hasn't this Zadarius Smith trade happened yet? Yesterday, it was kind of the hot topic right before the kickoff. Everyone was talking, hey, within the next 24 hours, Zadarius Smith's going to be a Lion. Well, it's been a little bit more than 24 hours now. Still no word. So stick around, hit that like button, guys. Leave some comments. I'll be back later with another show.